What up, everybody in the YTBC? Hope everybody's doing well. Know it's been a while since I went live or anything. I probably won't be live too long today. I just kind of piqued my interest a little bit. So real quick before I get into the topic, I want to preface this live by saying that I am a Jake Paul hater. All right, don't like Jake Paul, or his brother. If I'm gonna watch a fight that involves either of them, it's purely in the hopes that they're gonna get their ass knocked out. But after this Mike Tyson fight last night, somebody I forget the names. Hold on, let me go look. I took a screenshot. I was gonna put a community post, but the YouTube won't let me because of the aspect ratio. What up, Veronica? What's up, Cesar G? What up, Mr. Pats? I'm gonna take a quick look because I want to see who posted the tweet. Hold on. All right, so somebody by the name of Damian Lillard. I don't know who that is. He got a blue check mark, which I know that don't mean much these days because all that means is that he pays for his Twitter. Hey, what up, Boxing Lounge, aka RGM Poaching? But hey, I've seen relationships uh, get terminated over poaching. Those are some serious accusations. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So this Damian Lillard dude, he posted a tweet saying Ward versus Andre Ward versus Jake Paul, and Andre Ward himself retweeted it, said, "Let's talk about it." So I just want to kind of give my thoughts on this whole thing. Hold on. Oh, he's an NBA player from Oakland. All right. I don't watch basketball, um, but it's funny because last night, um, in the tavern, we were kind of talking about this whole circus show that took place last night. Not the whole card, but that last fight. Mike Tyson. I mean, he did the best that he could. The reality is, he just ain't got it. You know, I thought he was at the very least going to be able to, in the early rounds, really show Jake Paul something that he hadn't seen before. Um, but I mean, it is what it is. But Andre, so we were talking about the possibility. What up, Brandon? We were talking about the possibility of like maybe some other fights since this guy wants to be considered a legitimate boxer, and because we were just kind of going down the opponents, and they're like all retired, mostly from other sports. But mostly MMA. I'll give them that credit. A couple of non-combative sports, but mostly MMA. Um, the only fight that I can remember that he had with like a legitimate boxer was before Mike Tyson, which I mean, I use that term loosely. No knock against Mike Tyson. It is what it is. This version of Mike Tyson, but he, yeah, has been, the only legitimate boxer he fought was Tommy Fury, and he lost. Tommy Fury beat him. And if he were to fight Andre Ward, who is retired, and if I'm not mistaken, Andre Ward and I were the same age. I think he's 39. I'm not 39 yet, but I will be 39 later this month. But yeah, he he's up there in age, but Andre Ward, I think he would whoop on Jake Paul. I think he would embarrass him. Really, I think he's not far enough removed from his career where where he's lost it. And Andre Ward, he strikes me as a guy to keep in shape. He's very much like Floyd Mayweather in that sense. He's he's actually, hey, what up, Kingdom of Boxing? Hope you're doing well. Ward smokes him way younger than Tyson. He's like 40. Yeah, I think he's 39. He might be 40. But if I'm not mistaken, I think he was born in the same year as me, so I think he's 39. But I mean, it's a year, tomato, tomato. But yeah, and it's funny because last night when we were talking about like potential opponents, Technique brought up Carl Froch. He's like, Carl Froch has been retired for some years, but I think Carl Froch would beat him. And then, of course, that reminded me of Andre Ward because I remember when I first got in the community, Andre Ward was trying to make a fight with Carl Froch, um, and Andre Ward wanted to have it at Wembley, and Carl Froch was like, "No, this fight isn't big enough for Wembley," and they couldn't agree on terms, and it would have been a rematch because they did fight in the what they call it, the Super Six, I think is what they called it, but and Andre Ward won that. I mean, obviously, Andre Ward, he retired undefeated. But yeah, I think Andre Ward would really just embarrass Paul. To be honest, I think Paul will avoid him. I don't think he'll entertain it. I mean, he'll probably do something similar like what he said last night. Oh, Canelo, he knows where to find me. As if he's like a legitimate opponent for Canelo. That's another one that, Canelo would embarrass him. Um, yeah, it would be. I think Canelo and Ward have the potential to retire. Like Jake Paul would probably be like, "Fuck this boxing shit." I honestly think he would walk away from the sport if he were to fight either of them two. Right, right. Ward and Froch are still in shape. I haven't heard nothing from Carl Froch in years, so I wouldn't expect to see him in the conversation. But like I said, Ward, he seems to be open to this fight. I mean, we were just talking about like Better Beef, Bivol. I think Badu Jack beats him. I know Badu Jack isn't what he once was, but I still think he beats him. That would be some crazy shit if they had a draw, because Badu Jack has like a lot of draws. Um, who's the other? Oh, somebody else. There was somebody else that came up in the conversation. I can't remember who it was, but these were all good. Oh, Benavidez. Benavidez would also beat him. Um, I think potentially all these guys probably stop Paul because he's just not. Um, yeah, Brandon, we are BFFs. I didn't forget. Crotch only comes back for Kazaki. Yeah, but Jake Paul, like I think he knows what he's doing. As much as I don't like the guy, I have to give it to him. He knows how to maneuver a career. Because I mean, if you keep up with or have kept up with like his moves in the past before he got into boxing, he knew that he could easily get a big fan base of these easily impressionable kids. And these kids been watching him for years. He was on the Disney Channel. He really started out on Vine. Him and his brother. They started out on Vine, then Vine closed down. YouTube had what they called the Vine invasion. So all these Viners ended up switching over to YouTube, and then I mean the rest is history. You know, Jake Paul became like a big. You know, he had a bunch of these 8 year olds, and not all 8 year olds, but it like I think they said his main demographic was like 8 to 12 when he first got on YouTube. I think some of them have stuck around and now they're teenagers, and I also think some of them have grown up and stopped watching him because his content is garbage. But you know he tried to have like a music career. He had moderate success. Um, and that's the thing. Like he invades these industries or platforms, and he'll call. Yeah, he has a habit of like calling out like the big names. So like when he first started on YouTube, he had this song called "It's Everyday Bro." And he's talking about PewDiePie, you're next. He's never gotten anywhere near PewDiePie's numbers, and PewDiePie is not even really relevant anymore, and he's still nowhere near his numbers. Um, he did the same thing when he was like trying to get more serious about doing rap music. Um, he told Kendrick Lamar he was coming after him. Um, and now he's in boxing, talking about, oh, Canelo knows where he could find me. Like Canelo got to chase him. But the tactic is he makes it look like he's open to a Canelo fight. But really, I don't think he's interested in fighting anybody that can realistically beat him. You know, I think he figured out he bit off a bit more than he could chew when it came to Tommy Fury. I think he's learned his lesson, and he's staying away from Canelo. He's staying away from He's staying away from anybody who poses any kind of a threat. If he thinks they have a chance at beating him, he's not going to sign that contract. Yeah, Brandon, I can tell. I'm here for the live, right? I don't need a reminder to know that I'm live. I'm not gonna be like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you guys were there. But yeah, it would ultimately be another circus show, but it would be a circus show I'd be willing to definitely be willing to watch. I mean, I watched the one last night because I was hoping Mike Tyson still had in him to rip his head off in the first round, but it didn't happen. Mike Tyson, there was some points where he kind of looked like dumbfounded, like he was overwhelmed. Um, and I chalk that up to his age. If this was prime Mike Tyson would have had him out of there like in 10 seconds. Like, let's be real, 10 seconds tops. No, it's not an open panel. That's why there's no link posted, Brandon. Because right now I'm just talking about boxing. Um, yeah, because I'm gonna be shutting it down soon. But there was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I remember. So this is a little bit off topic, but I'm just gonna throw it in there. So there's a show that my girlfriend's addicted to. It's called Pop the Balloon. It's actually called Pop the Balloon or Find Love. It's basically like a dating show on YouTube where you'll have like a bunch of women or a bunch of men holding balloons, and then you'll have someone of the opposite sex come out. And if the person comes out, like they usually tell them in the first round, "Oh, pop 3 balloons," you know, and basically they only have to go off of looks from that point. But as it goes on, that you know the group the line of men or women ask questions. The man or woman who is there will ask questions. And as it goes on, people either pop their own balloon or they get their balloon popped because the person pops it due to whatever. You know, they may feel like there's not a connection, whatever. The whole reason why I'm bringing this up is there's an episode, and it's actually the one that is viral. Like if you're aware of the show, chances are you've seen at least clips of what I'm about to talk about. But if you look up Pop the Balloon Ninja Turtle, Pop the Balloon Ninja Turtle, you'll see there's an 8-minute video of a guy who is on there. And to me, he looks a lot like young Mike Tyson. Not saying he looks identical to him, but he looks a lot like him. Like he looks like he could be his son. And the reason why it went viral is because usually when people go on the show, like when people pop their balloon, they'll ask them, "Oh, why did you pop your balloon?" They'll be like, "Oh, well, he said he doesn't like smokers, and I smoke," or whatever. "Oh, he says that he's a homebody. I like to go out and have fun." The whole purpose of the balloon. Like you either get eliminated or you eliminate yourself because either you're not attracted to the person or they're not attracted to you or whatever the case may be. But usually it's very respectful. Like the guys don't, the men and the women don't typically take it too personal when their balloon gets popped or somebody pops their own balloon on them because they're not interested or whatever the case may be. This dude though, he took it to heart on each and every one of them girls, which is funny because he still ended up walking away with a woman because a lot of times everybody by the end of the thing, everybody will have popped their balloons and there's no match. They leave without a date. But this guy, he was very he was very um I don't know if aggressive is the word I want to use, but yeah, he really is it the turtle. Yeah, it's the turtle guy. Yeah, you type Pop the Balloon Ninja Turtle. And the reason why it says that is because one of the girls, she actually insults him, and this is after he's already went the gauntlet. He's already, told off almost all the girls by that point, and she told him he looked like a Ninja Turtle. So that's why you type in "Pop the Balloon Ninja Turtle," he'll come up. But to me, he looked a lot like Mike Tyson, but he's funny. I mean, I'm talking about he got very similar dimensions. If I had to take a guess, he's roughly around the same height as Mike Tyson. Um, and but yeah, he did not take kindly to when them women were popping their own balloons. And the first girl, she was like very sweet, and she even told him, "Oh, be your authentic self." The other funny thing about it was like when the person comes out, they'll be like, "Oh, um, tell us about yourself," and they start talking about like what they like to do for fun, um what they do for work, and deal breakers. So it's funny because the girl asks him, "What do you look for in a woman?" He's like, "I want a woman that's not promiscuous, loyal." So then he goes, "What are some deal breakers for you? A woman who's promiscuous, who ain't loyal." He had like the same answers for both. It was funny. And he brought up the promiscuous thing later. I think it was with the girl that he ended up. Anyways, if you're interested in seeing this dude that looked like Mike Tyson, in my opinion, he looks like Mike Tyson. And you want to laugh, watch that video. Like this dude, he doesn't go completely unhinged, but like I'm telling you, there's a stark contrast between how the show usually goes down and how it went down with him. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there at the end. But yeah, it's some funny stuff, and I just had to bring him up since because when I watched it with my girlfriend, I was like, this dude looked just like Mike Tyson to me when he was young Mike Tyson, not Mike Tyson now. Mike Tyson. Y'all remember what he looked like when he was younger. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. Y'all take it easy. Peace.